So, I might be doing something stupid, but today I'm doing my to the top of the mountain ride up there. Doesn't look like much, but it's a really hard ride. There's some people out golfing today, so I'm trying not to overwork myself. I've got 6 long, hard miles ahead of me. It's 6 miles to the top, and I think it's like 2,000 feet of elevation gain. I can't remember for sure the exact number. I'll let you know at the top though. But there's like 40 feet of downhill throughout that. So it is a grueling climb in the sun and the heat. And I'm gonna be careful, but it will definitely be work. Last year I finished it in 4 hours something, up and down. Let's see what I do this time. I'm hoping that it's a little bit better if I make it. So I'm in the shade. I'm currently climbing a 9% grade. I'm on pavement for just a little bit longer, a couple lots up, turns into gravel. And then it gets even harder. I brought 4 liters of water, a 16 ounce of electrolytes, and a bunch of snacks. And I should be good. There's water at the top. If I run out, I can refill. So I'm hoping, I've already climbed 600 feet in a little over a mile and a half. I'm hoping that I can find a little bit of shade to rest in every half mile or so, because it is brutal. Between the climb and the heat, the sun, I mean, man, this is a tough climb. I need to break every 0.2 of a mile or something. It's ridiculous. But actually, I could have kept going here, but that view is just beautiful, so I stopped. So I'm just in my granny gear. I've been in my granny gear pretty much the whole ride. I'm just taking it easy. There's a lot of washboard on this road. Wasn't like that last year when I did this. Whew. There's another route that's way less busy that I would have preferred to take. It's just as hard, but I did this one last year and I want to see if I can beat my time. I've begun the switchbacks, which is amongst the hardest part of this route, but it's got some good views. But it does almost kill me. You can see the road I was on down there. Climbs quite a bit. Still climbing. I'm only on the first section of the switchback. Okay, so I am more than 2 miles in, so I'm a little over a third of the way to the top. I've done over 700 feet of climbing. I'm not sure, I'm not looking at my screen. You can see town below. And I don't think you can see my house from here. No, you can't see my house from here, but almost. Then over here, there's the outskirts of town. So far, I've climbed 933 feet and 2.56 miles. I'm hardly going anywhere, but I'm climbing. You can see my house. Sorry, my hands are shaking. You can see my house down there. Whoa, my hands are really shaking. think I need to find a tree to take a break under for a few minutes. This is such a cool view from up here. Now I'm about to go on the other side of the mountain, so I think this is the last time I see this view. And that's the road I just came up, but I don't think you can tell that it's 9 to 11% grade there. And even though I've made it to the top of the switchbacks, it keeps climbing. Just keeps climbing the whole way. Someone just passed me, and that's the worst part of the traffic on this road, is that you just get a face full of dust. I didn't bring my buff with me, so I can't cover my face, but I did bring eye drops in case I get stuff in my eyes this time. So I've made it to the taller trees. I'm getting a little bit more shade. Not a lot, but here and there. The trees are just gonna get taller, so I'll have more chances of shade as I go. I hit 1,000 feet climbing in 2.72 miles. Oh, there's just a slight breeze, and it feels so good. So recently, someone offered some things for free on Facebook, and my husband wanted the popcorn machine she was offering. I got her lot number, and I was driving, and it seemed like it kept going and going and going. She's pretty high up there. I haven't reached it yet this time, but oh my gosh. It felt long and a lot of a climb in a car. You get on a bike, it's even worse. You can't tell in a car how painful it's gonna be. You can tell it's gonna be pretty bad, but not as bad as it never feels as bad in a car. Oh, what is that? A pheasant. Is it a baby? Is that why it's not running away? A roadrunner? There's a baby. I missed it. Oh, right there, in the grass. It's a baby, whatever that was. I don't know if there's any more. No wonder she wasn't running, because she's got babies. There's another one. I waited a minute just to make sure there were no more. Just 3 babies across the road, got to their mama. It sure looked like a roadrunner, but I've never heard of roadrunners here in Utah, at least not this far north. That's crazy. Well, I forgot. I got this view. It's 1,100 feet, so not too much different. 3 miles. I almost fell. There was a series of 3 or 4 side-by-sides coming up behind me, so I went closer to the edge of the road, not on the edge of the road, but closer, and it got super washboardy as they were passing me. And my front wheel turned, and as it turned, I went to put my right foot down because that's the direction it was falling. But the problem is that my bike was so much higher than the road because it was on top of a washboard, and the road went down, like started slanting down the hill. So I barely caught myself. Could have rolled down the hill. See, that's not the spot, but the road slants down to the side, and it's a long way down. So I found a nice shady spot. There's some mulch here, so I'm not sitting on pokies. Not the most comfortable seat in the world, but not the worst either. I'm eating an apple. I've got my electrolytes. Trying to refuel. Relax in the shade with the breeze. It feels fantastic. So I wanted to show you this. This is the climb I'm doing. It's a 0% because I'm stopped, and I've done almost 3.5 miles, and I've climbed 1,285 feet, and I still have that much. Whoops. Shoot. I'm still learning how to use this thing. I don't know. Whoa. There we go. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing on this thing, but where it says 0 is where I'm at, and I still have this much of the climb to do. This little horned looking lizard just crossed the road in front of me. Almost looks like a dinosaur. He's really tiny though. I finally made it to the pine trees. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm gonna make it today to the top. Now I've made it to the aspens. I've definitely climbed a lot. Oh, I've gotten to the big meadow, which means we'll have to change roads pretty soon here. I just can't get over the green. The sun is practically directly overhead, so there's not much shade now. Whew. So I'm about to turn onto a road that goes back up in here, goes around that mountainside, and I'm gonna get to the top of the subdivision. It's not the top of the mountain, but it's the top of the subdivision. It's as high as I can go in here. All right, up I go. Well, I've got like 1.25 miles left. I don't know how much climbing I have left to do. I know I get my longest downhill section up here. I get 40 feet of downhill on the way up, and I think I get like 30 of it up here somewhere. So that's feels really good when that comes. Oh man, I'm sweating so bad I can smell myself. It's disgusting. Look at that view. My pinky toe really starts to hurt in these shoes. And it's hurting. I swear I just went 10 feet and had to stop for another view. One last look behind me. Now I get my downhill section. There's an overlook that we just went to a couple days ago that takes you out over the edge, and you could see all this area over here without trees in your way. I'm not going there today because I'm following the same route I did last year, so I could see if I'm any faster than I was last year. But it's a gorgeous view, and I've got a clip of it from a couple weeks ago when we went, and I'll see if I can find one of those and put that in. I may have taken a lot of breaks on this ride, but I have earned every single one. I stopped at this one and I was screaming. I don't know if that part was steeper or I'm just getting really tired, but I'm getting really close to the top. So I just have to push through. And I can do that. I can push through. I got enough in me. All right. I'm taking another break to eat something. It's been 2.5 hours since I left my house, and I've only had one snack. I had an apple. That's just not enough. and it's starting to get harder, so I need to eat. I just had a side by side come up the hill, and they're like, "Are you all right?" Because I'm dragging. I mean, I got off the bike, but even just walking, I'm dragging. I've got salt all over me from my sweat. It's gross. All right, someone's coming down the hill. I'm going to show you the dust cloud that I get every time. Well, he slowed way down, so I didn't get a dust cloud, but also he asked if I was okay too. I must look pretty rough. It wouldn't surprise me. Well, I just looked it up, and it looks like I have 3/10 of a mile left. So I'm getting really close. I can do this. I can absolutely do this. I had my snack, I finished off my electrolytes. I was just feeling the pack on my back. I've still got some water in there, so I think I'll wait till the top to refill it. And so it's not weight on my back, because my shoulders are getting kind of sore. But I'm still on my original 2 liters in my Camelback. I have 2 more liters in a bag in my rear bag. But for the moment, I am just enjoying the shade with the breeze, just taking a break. I have definitely earned this break. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't know how many more shade stops I'll have on the way up, so I'm just going to take advantage of this one. Once I get to the top, there's no shade, but there is an amazing view, and I'll show you guys that. So I don't know if you ever use the advanced healing pads. It's almost like a second skin. It's a Band-Aid that's like a second skin, and it bubbles up, and it like pulls stuff out. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but anyway, I have this sore back here, and it's itchy. It's so itchy, and I'm always scratching, and I'm accidentally pulling the scab off, and it won't heal because I can't leave it alone. So I put one of those advanced healing pads on it. And apparently, when you sweat, and when you sweat a lot, it fills up with the liquid and it expands, like balloons up. And I just was rubbing my back and I felt that. I was like, ew, gross. So I pulled that off. Not good for sweating in. I made it to the top. Look at that. This makes it all worth it. So I've made it to the water fill station. And this is the highest point in the subdivision, as far as I know. The overlook might be a little bit higher. I'm not really positive about that, but it's not by much if it is. And I was so close when I was taking my last break. I was almost here, but I just really needed to stop. Well, since I don't need to eat anything, I don't need too long of a break up here because I am going to be going downhill the whole entire rest of the way. Okay, so it's just shy of 6 miles, 5.73 miles, and I've climbed 2,238 feet. I'm now at 8,482 feet. It was hard work, but one step in front of the other is all it takes. You don't focus on the entire thing, you just focus on the next section. When you need a break, you take a break. There's no rule saying that you have to go, you can't stop, you can't take breaks every 2 seconds if you need to. You make it to the top if you make it to the top. It doesn't matter how fast you get there. And I used to not have that attitude, but as my autoimmune diseases have made life a little harder for me, I've had to learn to adopt that kind of thinking. And it works. I mean, yeah, I'm not as fast as I was when I was younger and healthier, but I'm fast enough. I got here. I got here in 3 hours, 5.73 miles in 3 hours. I'm the slowest person you will ever meet on a bike, but I made it, and I don't let that stop me. I'm slow, so what? I still do it, and there's a lot of people who won't do it just because they're slow, but that doesn't make any sense. It's all about the journey anyway. And I definitely had a journey on the way up, and I will have a whole different kind of journey on the way down. I'll have to stop for brakes on the way down too, because it's steep and my brakes get so hot on the way down because I can't not use them. It's like 9 to 11% grades and a lot of it to get back down to my house. I am gonna fill up the water. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Let me check it real quick. I might actually just go with the water that I have in it, and I'll fill it if I need to somewhere along the way, because I won't have much time to drink when I'm going downhill that steep. There's not much time to drink. I got on my way and took a drink of water, and it was hot, and I remembered that I had that nice cold water in my bag. So I dumped the half liter or so that I had left in my bag. I got on my bike and I was heading out of the water fill station, and I took a drink of water. It was hot, and I remembered the cold water that I had. So I filled my bike with that. Now I'm ready to, I filled my, not my bike, I filled my Camelback. Well, not filled it. I replaced like half liter or so with cold water. So that should last me till I get back to my house. Took me 3 hours to get here, but it'll only take me like a half an hour to get home. Maybe a little bit more because I have to stop for letting my brakes cool off. Look at these. What are these? Such a deep color. There's quite a few of the plants right here. That is a striking color. Look at the fossils in this one. Oh, I can't tell anything on that side, but it's a lot of little shells. Well, I made it up, but downhill is a little bit of a struggle in a different way. Whew. I just had to stop and walk back up the hill because I dropped this fell out of the bag. I don't have a holder on this bike for the Garmin, so I've just had it in the little stem bag, but it's too bouncy on the way down, so I've got to put it in my Camelback. So I do not want to lose this thing. I just got it. So last time I did this route, my brakes were smoking. I could smell them burning. So I stopped here at the same spot. And I'm trying not to use my brakes as much, but the washboarding and the curvy roads with the steep grade, it's really hard not to. So I just pulled over at the same spot. I don't smell the brakes or anything, but I pulled over at the same spot. And you could feel the heat radiating off of the rear one. I've been using both the front and the rear at different times, but going down these hills, I've got both hands on the handlebars at all times and pretty much one brake or the other going. So I got back to the fossil rocks. This is how I found out about them the first time, is because I had to take a break here, let them cool off for a few minutes. I'm not going to put water on them because that's a bad idea. But it's just amazing how many fossils are in this rock. So it's a really good place to take a break since I have something to look at. There's just a band. It's really thick. I wonder what caused that. But the other thing that I wonder about on these rocks is these vertical lines. How did those get there? And that's not in every part, but it's in a lot of it. All right. It's been a few minutes. I'm gonna check my brakes. Last time I actually burnt my finger on the disc. That's good. It's not hot anymore. It's not even warm. Okay, gotta keep going. The washboarding is so bad when you're going fast downhill that my eyeballs are literally shaking and I can't see clearly. This is crazy. I didn't experience this last time because it wasn't washboarded. All right, it's been a struggle. I'm gonna start the switchbacks, but before I do, I'm gonna stop and check my brakes again. So the speed limit on this road is 15 miles an hour, and I know for a fact that I'm going faster than that. I can't even go slower if I want to, which I do. I would like to go a little slower, but I'm trying not to use my brakes too much. So I'm back to where I can see my house again. I'm really not that far now. I think this is like 1.5, 2 miles maybe. But I am letting my brakes cool before I do the switchbacks because I will be using my brakes quite a bit. There's a bunch of problems with letting my speed build up on this road. One is the curves with the cars coming. You can't see what's up ahead, so I'm going fast, so I'm making a lot of noise and I can't hear the cars coming like I could when I was going uphill. The washboarding makes it impossible to keep control if you go too fast. Like I can't even see, and I'm trying to hold myself. It's crazy. Anyway, and then the grades, it's just all three together. It's just too much. So I am not gonna start off the switchbacks without enough brake power. I'm so glad I changed out my water because on these brakes, I'm drinking a lot of water and it's nice and cold. Unlike the water that was in there because my Camelback is not insulated, so it all got hot. So I guess I don't need as much water as I'm bringing, but I'd rather have too much and have to carry the weight up the mountain than not have enough. So I'll still bring extra anyway. So you can see a couple layers here. This is the switchback I'm on. Here's the next section going down. And you can see the road down there. That's where I'm heading. Look at that. You can see layers of the road. Different switchbacks. Someone's going up. So, got to the bottom of the switchbacks. There's still some more curvy road, but I'm through the worst of it, and my brakes are warm again, so I'm just waiting for a few minutes. I swear I have to wait for the brakes to cool off almost as much as I am moving on this road. It's that crazy. So my mother-in-law left to go to her friend's house on Wednesday, so she spent a couple days with her before she flew out this morning, afternoon. Not sure exactly what time, but it took me almost as long to get to the top of the mountain on my bike as it did for her to get from Salt Lake City to Atlanta, Georgia. That's funny. Well, I was right. It's gonna take me about 30 minutes to get home. I only have like 4 more minutes before I get down there. Still going downhill, but the major downhill is over. I don't have to use my brake too much at this point, so I'm not gonna stop and let it cool off. But that was not fun, but it was enjoyable. I got a bug on the inside of my sunglasses. You can see it moving around, but I'm not gonna stop until I get home. Oh, I forgot to end my ride while I'm just unloading the bags off of the bike, and then I'm gonna put the bike away, go shower and eat lunch, and then get busy with the sand and gravel work here in the driveway with my father-in-law and possibly my husband. Anyway, this is the end of my ride. So I will see you next time, and until then, get outside and challenge yourself. Make it something you don't imagine you can do, and you might surprise yourself.